Hey guys, it's Sarah, and we're going to do a little thing I would like to do for my birthday. So my birthday is October 7th, and I thought it would be fun to post a video during my birthday week that is something I can do a follow-up for on my birthday next year, and that is to do these books will self-destruct in 12 months, and challenge myself to read some books that I've had on my shelves for a very, very, very long time, or books that I'm just kind of maybe a little uncertain about, either one, and challenge myself to read them in the next year. And if I don't read them, I'm going to unhaul them. So I pulled 12 books that I think meet this criteria. I'm going to give myself a year. I'm not even going to keep them separated. I'm going to put them back on my shelves where they were. And then a year from now, I will revisit this video and do a reaction and see which of those books I have read and which ones I haven't. And if I haven't read any of them, the ones I haven't read, I'm going to unhaul, because if I don't get to them within this next year, I think I'm just going to be good to just let them go. So yeah, I'm going to show you the 12 books and why I put them on this list. The first one is a book I actually need to finish, and that is A Little Life by Hana Yanagihara. I started this book. I'm actually 100 pages in. I believe I'm like exactly on page 100, or I just finished page 100. And I finished the first book of it. There's different books, and I finished the first book, and I started reading this with the Random Reads book club over on Goodreads. And I don't even remember what month it was that we started reading this, but I did read the first section and then I put it down and I never went back to it. And it's not because I didn't want to. I do want to go back to this. I still remember what happened in this first section. I think the writing is fantastic. It did draw me in, and I was really starting to care about these characters, and I don't know why I put it down and never went back. I think it's because I was intimidated just by how big it is and how sad it is, because it is really sad. And I know I've only scratched the surface of how sad it's going to get because I'm only in the first, part of it, but I just want to continue. And I think I just need a push to do that. So I'm putting it on this list, and I'm hoping maybe it'll be the first one that I kind of read on this list to get it done. Because it's been sitting on my nightstand, like on the bottom of my nightstand, ever since I started picking it up. So it's been there for a very long time. I have no idea why I haven't gone back to it. So we're going to try to change that. Complete opposite. Let's go with a short, cute little middle grade. I picked up Maribel and the Book of Fate by Tracy Barrett. I got this for $2, I think, online, and just figured like, oh, why not? And, I want to be a librarian. I'm kind of thinking I would maybe love to work in a middle school. So I'm trying to, collect some middle grade books that I think would be great to be able to have and to be able to recommend to kids. We'll see if I end up in a middle school or not, but I volunteered in my daughter's middle school when we were in Florida, and I absolutely loved it. So that's kind of where I'm thinking I might want to end up eventually, which would be great. So I picked this up for $2 because it was really cheap, and it looks really cute. Like, this cover is so adorable. I don't know what it's about, but there's a unicorn and she's got a sword. So why not? Next one is another book that I've had for a very long time. I won this in a giveaway, and that's The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. And every time I think about this book, I think I don't know what it's about, but then I realize I do know what it's about. It's about a group of friends, and I believe it's kind of a coming of age story maybe, where one of the boys in this group, his father is a snake, like a religious snake handler, if you will, like one of those churches where they deal with serpents, and that freaks me out. So I know that that's a theme in here, or like a big plot point, and I don't really know anything else other than that, but I have heard really good things, and I don't know why I've never felt the need to pick it up. I've even almost unhauled it before, but then I put it back. So I just need to either read it or not, basically. I do love the cover though, like how the words are coming down in like snake scales. That's really cool. So yeah, but this is one I need to read. Okay, this next one is a fantasy, and that is The Tiger's Daughter by Kay Arsenal Rivera. Now, Here's why I'm hesitating on this one. I have heard, this is the first book in a series, I have heard that this book is fantastic. And then I heard the other ones are not. So I'm dragging my feet on this one because I don't really want to read the first book in a series and then that be it. And then I don't enjoy the rest of the series. So I think it's just because I haven't heard enough good things about the other books that I would really take the chance to read this one and really enjoy it if I'm not going to like the other books, like if the series goes downhill. So that's what's scaring me about this one. So I might need a little motivation. If you've read this series, let me know your thoughts. I'm either going to need motivation to read it and give the series a chance, or I'm going to need the push to just get rid of it because the first book may be great, but the other ones just really aren't worth even reading the first book for. So I don't know that answer because I haven't read it, but that's why I'm kind of dragging my heels on this one. And this next one is another first book in a series. I have the first 3 books, and I think there's a 4th book that is out. I just don't have that one yet. But that is Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman. And I don't really know why I haven't tried this series yet. This is like a historical series, and I remember so much hype around this first book, definitely because Eleanor Herman is a historian, so she really apparently has done really good research into this and putting, actual things that happen in history into these. I just haven't picked it up, and I don't really know why, and I think it's because there was so much hype at first, and then it really, the hype fell off. Nobody talks about this book anymore. I have heard Jordan from the Jordan Journals talk about this. I'll leave her link down below. But I think she loved the first book, and then the other ones just really were falling flat for her. So I think this might be another thing like the last one. Maybe the first one could be really good, but then the other ones aren't worth it. So why do I want to read the first one if I'm not even going to continue or want to continue? So that's another situation I think I'm in with this one. But if I do read this one, I do have 2 other books sitting on my shelves up here that, if I don't get to this one, I'm going to be actually unhauling 3 books because I'm not going to obviously keep books 2 and 3 if I get rid of book 1. That doesn't make any sense. So, but this cover, you guys, I'm in love with it. It's so pretty. This next one is another situation where I have the first 2 books in this series. It's a trilogy. I don't have the 3rd book, and I have not purchased it because I just haven't read these yet, and I don't know if I'm actually interested or not. These were 100% cover buys for me when I bought them, but the first book is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. Now, Claudia Gray has written a few books that I've been interested in, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. And this one, I bought it because I bought the cover. I'm not kidding. I love the mirrored image here. It's so pretty. But I just haven't picked it up yet. And this is a young adult science fiction, and I believe it's something about different dimensions. That's all I really know. And I don't know why I just haven't picked it up. I'm not quite sure, but I do have the first 2. So, yeah. And I think maybe just because I haven't really heard that much about it. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. So if you have any opinions on this one, let me know, but we'll see. Next one I found at a Goodwill, and it was 100,000% a cover buy. Look at how cute it is, you guys. It's so cute. And the title. This is from Notting Hill with Love Actually by Ali McNamara, and this follows a woman who loves rom-coms like Notting Hill and Love Actually. I love those 2 movies as well. And she ends up finding herself in the middle of a situation where she feels like she's in a rom-com, I think, from what I'm remembering. And yeah, I need to read it. It's been on my shelves for a very, very long time. And I need to read this, but it sounds adorable, and why wouldn't I? So I think I just need to push because it's been sitting here for a long time, and I've never considered unhauling it, but I think I need to push to actually read the book. Okay, this next one is another book that I got at a Goodwill, and in the middle of reading the synopsis, I was like, yeah, that sounds good. So I threw it in my cart and I bought it. So this is If You Knew Her by Emily Elgar. And this follows a young woman who is in a car accident, and one of the nurses that is caring for her becomes kind of obsessed with finding out what her story was and how she got herself into this situation. There is also another patient who can hear and see things that no other people can, but he's mute, so he can't communicate the information he wants to get out about this girl because apparently her life is in danger. So I don't know, like, maybe, sure, why not? We'll see. We'll see if I get to it. I haven't heard anything about this book though. I've never seen anyone talk about it, so I guess we'll see. Okay, this next one is a book by an author that I'm just not sure about. I have read this author before and her books were fine. This is one that for some reason it intrigues me and I don't know why. I've always felt like I just need to read this, but that's The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. And I think the reason I'm just confused as to why I really want to read this is because I haven't heard the best things. So why do I want to read it? I don't know, but there's something about it that keeps drawing me to it. And every time I'm like kind of going through my shelves, I never consider unhauling this book because I'm like, no, I want to read that. And then I move on. But I haven't read it. This is also the start to a series, kind of. It's more, from what I'm hearing, this is the first book, and then the other subsequent books are the same book told from different people's perspectives. I'm not interested in that. I actually don't like that, but I would be willing to read the first book just to kind of see what it's about. And I really honestly cannot tell you what it is that draws me to it. I have no idea, but I guess I have a year to figure it out. And then I went to my review cart. I have one of those, 3-tiered rolling carts that I have all of the books that publishers have sent me on. I have that sitting next to my desk in my office. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick the book on here that has been on here the longest. One of the earliest books I ever got from a publisher. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on this list because I just need to I really want to get to some of those books. And, especially the ones that were sent to me so long ago. I mean, we're talking 2017 here, guys. This was September 2017 that I got this book in the mail. And that is The Resurrection of Joan Ashby by Charisse Wallace. So I need to go ahead and read this, but I don't have any idea what it's about. And there's no synopsis on here. It's all blurbs. There's blurbs in the front here. So no synopsis. I have no idea what it's about. So I think I'm just going to keep it that way. But this is a big book. Like, this is a huge arc. And we're just going to see. We're going to see what it's about. I have no idea. But I mean, resurrection. I don't know if that means like coming of age. I don't know if that means actual like ghosty resurrection type thing. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be about, but we're going to go in and we're going to find out. So one of the oldest arcs on my list is on this list to hopefully read very soon. This next one I've had this ever since Borders went out of business. Do you guys remember Borders, the bookstore? I loved that store. We had one in Tucson and I went there often. And I bought this when they were going out of business because I got it for like $5 because they were marking everything down and I went kind of towards the tail end and this was still sitting there and I was like, yes, because I'd heard about it and heard it was good. And we left Tucson in 2014 and it's still sitting here. So yeah. How to Make Love Like a Porn Star by Jenna Jameson. This is her autobiography. It is not a how-to. I feel like I need to say that every time I talk about this book. But it is her autobiography, how she grew up, how she got into the business, why she got into the business, all that kind of stuff, how she kind of made a name for herself in the business. Now, I'm putting this on this list because I've had it for so long and I've put it on TBRs before and I never got to it. So I just need to either read it or get it out of my house. Either one, but I'm still interested in it. I need to read it. So like, I need to just pull the plug and do it. Yeah. And I'm interested in this because I have heard it's good. Like it's actually a good book. So I don't know. We'll see, but yeah. And the last book, this is a book that is going to give me an indication on whether or not I'm going to continue in this series or not, because I'm not sure right now. So Origin by Dan Brown. This is book number 5 in the Robert Langdon series. Now, I will say I loved Angels and Demons. That's probably my favorite in the entire series, and that's the first book. I loved the Da Vinci Code. Didn't love Inferno so much. Didn't love the Lost Symbol so much. I don't know if that's the right order. It might be the Lost Symbol and then Inferno. I didn't love those quite as much. I gave those both 3 stars. I kind of started really getting lost in some of the science aspects of those 2 books, and just like I found myself going, a lot of the time. So I just don't know. It came out in 2017. I pre-ordered it and I haven't picked it up. And it makes me nervous to pick this up because I just don't know if I'm going to like it, because I didn't really like the previous 2 all that much. I'm afraid this is going to go down the same road. So I don't know. I'm kind of treating this one as if I get to it, great, and then I can make a decision from there. But if I don't get to it, that might be like the biggest hint that I'm just kind of done with the series, and I'll just be done with it. And I might even unhaul it. We'll see. Maybe I'll keep the first 2 because I really did love those 2, but maybe I'll get rid of the ones that I didn't enjoy quite as much, but we'll see. So this one is probably the one that makes me the most nervous on this whole thing, because it's going to be like a big decision maker for me. Okay, these are the books that will self-destruct in 12 months if I do not read them before my birthday in 2022. I had to think about that. 2022. So if I don't read these before October 7th of next year, anything that's unread is going to get unhauled. So it'll be interesting to revisit this one. But yeah, okay, let me know your thoughts. What should I 1000% get to? Tell me that. And if there's any you think I should just completely ignore, let me know that too. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts, and we'll see how the year goes. But I'm just going to put them back on the shelves where they go and see what I end up naturally getting to. I'm not going to try to force anything as far as this list goes. So we'll see. All right. Hope you guys have a great day. I will see you again soon. Bye.